Morning, Lincoln, Logan County sports fans. You're in the cheap seats on 96.3 WLCNonline.com. Scott Kirby, Jake Johnston, the furniture guy, in studio today.
Yeah.
And we are at Jake's Furnishings live. Kicking the show off today, we've got Lincoln High School baseball coach Curt Courtwright. Thanks for coming in today, Curt.
Thanks for having me.
I know you got to get out of here in the next 20 minutes or so. Got a big doubleheader today at home versus Pontiac, 11 o'clock out there at Curry Field.
Yep.
So, if nobody has anything to do today, it's going to be a great day to go out and watch some baseball.
Absolutely.
Just
breeze
looking.
blowing out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Will the breeze blow out there or blowing in?
It depends. Some days it does, some days it doesn't.
It's supposed to be pretty windy today. Just kind of looking over some stats here. Overall, 7-3, 2-1 in the conference. Looks like you've had some key wins here to start the season.
Yeah, our first part of the season was definitely our toughest, and we've gotten through it with a winning record, so I'm very pleased. We've beat 3 top 10 teams in the state already, Metamora, Bloomington, and SHG. SHG was just ranked second in the state, and we beat them on Wednesday. We've lost 3 games. One was to Normal West, and that was 3-1. And they're one of the best teams in the entire state, and we faced their best pitchers. SHG, we lost to them 1-0 at their place. And let's see, I forget who else we lost to, but so far so good.
Nice.
So started off the season 5-0. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then the winter storm that hit 2 weeks ago. I mean, that's one of the benefits of living in central Illinois. You know, you never know what kind of weather you're going to have.
Right.
That's got to, starting off a season like that and then having the weather roll in, it's got to be, kind of heartbreaking and disappointing because, you want to keep the ball rolling. And
right.
That kind of puts everything to a halt.
Absolutely. It was so hard, and, our poor freshman team, they practiced for 5 straight weeks indoors. I mean, it was getting miserable. Kids were getting anxious. Coaches were kind of getting tired. There's only so much you can do in a gym. And, to start out 5-0 and then a winter storm hits, and we had to cancel, I think, 6 straight games. So it makes it difficult, and it's definitely put a beating on our field, too, because it became ready. Well, then the freshmen started playing there, the JV and us. There's been a lot of traffic on the varsity field. So anyway, but it's over with, hopefully, and hopefully it'll warm up and stay there.
Well, just kind of looking over some stats here from the SHG game. Eric Hopp pitched 6 2/3 innings, 3 strikeouts, 5 walks. He had 4 hits against him. Gave up 2 runs. It says 0 earned runs. And,
yep.
So, almost a complete game.
Almost.
Looks like, you guys scored in the first, second, and third inning and the 5th. Sacred Heart got their only 2 runs in the top of the 7th. So maybe Hop running out a little bit of gas right there, and
a little bit. And that's one he picked. He pitched one heck of a game. We wanted to keep him out there. We wanted him to finish it. We kept going and going and going, and finally the wheel started to kind of fall off. Those 2 runs we kind of almost let them have those because it was in the top of the 7th. All we cared about was not giving up the 4th run. So that's why none of those are earned. I think there's an error and a walk in there. So he pitched probably the best game I've ever seen him pitch in the last 2 years, and he really did great. So
he's probably your go-to guy, your number 1 pitcher. Looks like Eric Hopp with 18 innings pitched already this year, 5 earned runs, 2-0 on the season, and right behind him, Ryan Sloan, 11 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, and he's 2-1 on the season.
Yeah, honestly, right now I think they're both my ones. That's the way I look at it. I'm comfortable putting both of them against the best, and so far this year they've done great. And I think that's the way it's going to be all year. So right now at this point, I don't have 1 and 2. I have 2 1s, which is pretty nice.
That's a good problem to have. And both of those kids are Lincoln College bound.
Correct.
So they're going to keep playing in Lincoln. So all those Eric Kopp and Ryan Sloan fans here in Lincoln, be able to keep on watching them as their career continues.
Absolutely, yes.
Hitting-wise, looks like you got Sloan up there again up top. He's batting .444. Hunsley there right behind him at .300, and Colin Antone at .407. Then the Horsham kid, he's a good hitter too. So.
Yep.
Sounds to me like you have a pretty deep team.
Yeah, we do, and that's our biggest strength is depth. And you're right. Every game, since only 9 or 10 players can play based on if you use a DH, I have, some really, really good players sitting the bench because I can only play so many. It's not like basketball and football where you can just sub in and out anytime you want. So our biggest thing is depth, and you know, some of the basketball guys, they started out a little slow. That's why maybe their averages aren't up there, but they're starting to figure it out. They're starting to swing the bat well, and if those top 3 guys keep hitting, and once our basketball guys get up there, then look out. We're going to be a scary team.
And speaking of depth, you've probably mentioned this in earlier shows. What is your depth? Is it your team consisted of mainly seniors, juniors? How are you looking in the future? I mean,
we're going to take a little bit of a hit. We have 11 seniors this year, but I mean we got some good young guys coming up, and this is definitely a senior-dominated team, and the leadership and everything's there. I don't have to worry about a whole lot. So, when it comes to talent, I think we have some young guys that are going to fill that role. But when it comes to leadership and just the team chemistry and all that, it'll be a tough year next year compared to this year because the seniors just do a fantastic job making sure everybody's together. So.
Well, on the underclassmen side, I know I talked to one of your honorary coaches this morning. I know some of your younger coaches had some previous engagements they had to be to. So Mr. Joe Ryan took the freshmen up to Bloomington Normal yesterday. Didn't fare too well. I think they lost 13-0. And that's all coaching there. I don't blame the kids at all. But it's good for him to kind of fill in for you like that when you have to. And he knows a little bit about the game, and I stress a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, he's great. I mean, it just so happened that our freshman coach did have a prior arrangement. We knew about it way before the season, and then the snowstorm hits. Well, it just so happens our first few freshman games he's not here, so we're trying to fill in and do what we got to do. And our varsity was planning on taking a trip. Yesterday we went paintballing for 3 hours, and then to watch Missouri State play at ISU.
Oh, nice.
And so all of our varsity coaches were kind of tied up with that. And our JV team played, so Joe stepped in and took them. And yeah, I didn't even know about it. He texted me, said, "I'm back," like Michael Jordan when he came back from retirement.
He's back, and then he's gone again.
And he's gone again, yeah. And hopefully we don't have to call him back again.
No. But I'm sure if you do, he'll be right there
Absolutely,
to fill in. And I was wanting to touch a little. I saw that you guys took your kids paintballing. It's just kind of build some camaraderie and just kind of break it up a little bit to go out and have a little fun. And paintballing is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it is. It just to we split the teams in two and let them talk some smack to each other. And I love that competitiveness and teaching them that stuff, but still having fun. I thought it was it's great, and it builds leaders too, because somebody's got to take charge of that and
absolutely
tell each other what to do. So it worked great. The kids had a blast, and only a few welts and bruises, so it was fun.
Jake, you got anything over there?
We were talking about assistants earlier. Who else is on your crew there?
With the varsity is Chuck Miller. He played here back in the day. Sorry, Chuck. And then
right behind him.
and then Tony Eckhart. He works out at Lincoln College. He's my pitching coach.
With him too?
Yep. So they do, a fantastic job. And right now, they're out getting the team ready. I think they've already started batting practice for me. So they do a lot of work behind the scenes. And this year we've started to scout quite a bit because we knew we had a good team and we wanted to do everything we could do to get our team ready. So, and then one thing that's really helped too is we already have the regional pairings out. Who's in our regional, who's in our sectional, and all that. Last year, I think we were, a week and a half left of the season before we found out who was in it. And now going in, we're 2-3 weeks into the season, and we already know, so it helps us out, going and scouting some of those teams.
So who are you sending out for the scouting? Is it the assistant coaches, or
and
you just got some others?
Yeah,
okay.
It just depends. I sent out my freshman coach one time. There's a couple times that all three of the varsity coaches went. Another time I went and they went a different place. And it really helps to, we do spray charts, which shows, hitters, what their tendencies are. Do they bunt? Are they fast? Do they steal bases? Where do they hit the baseball? Stuff like that. And so far it's really helped.
Nice.
When do regionals start?
I couldn't tell you that. I have no idea without a schedule on hand.
Probably mid-May.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So, in baseball, are your kids limited to how many pitches they can throw? Because I know back in the day, you're limited to how many innings you can pitch a week.
Right. No, there's no limitations.
No.
I mean, there's I guess a moral limitation because I'm not going to throw a kid out there and have him throw 100 pitches and turn around and do it again.
Right.
I think against SHG, Hop got up to about 80, 85, and I was a little shaky with that. But then he hasn't, he's not going to pitch for another week. So
you got to try to set your roster up because your ultimate goal is to advance in regionals, sectionals,
Absolutely.
and on. So you want to set your team up as well as you can and keep them as fresh as you can as far as your pitchers' arms and all that. So it's got to be kind of tricky to set that up to where you're coming into mid-May, you got regional starting. You don't want your kids to have dead arms, and so
Absolutely.
It's got to be a tough task to kind of control.
And I'll tell you, it was last year. This year, I don't think it will be just because of our depth. Like I said, we also have 8 or 9 pitchers that I would honestly feel comfortable going out there and starting a game, which really helps. I mean, we got some guys that know how to throw the baseball, and that's key. I mean, if you can pitch and play defense, you're going to win a lot of baseball games.
Oh, yeah. Do you categorize your team a little bit more of a speed team, or you think you put a little more thunder in the lineup?
I'd say speed, but I think maybe more than that is intense. That we're just kind of, gritty and just play hard and play loud. I don't know if you get out to a game sometime, because our bench, our guys are nuts. They're crazy. They yell, scream, holler for 7 straight innings. I mean, that's how we play. We don't just really, just stand out there and hope we win. I mean, we actually go after it, and we're intense and very, very competitive. So it's fun. There's times I'm gonna have to tell my guys to, hey, easy. We got to have some sportsmanship here. But for the most part, man, they're great. We're team. I just feel like we're part of a team. It's not a bunch of individuals out there, and it's fun. I've heard a lot of comments from fans that they love being around our dugout because they get to hear some of our goofy kids scream funny things. So, I'd say we're not power, and we have some guys that can run, but we're not, just going to bunt the ball all day either. So
what's Pontiac looking like?
they're good. We went and scouted them. They can swing it. Seeing them one game, you don't know what type of pitching they have. You see one kid, that's pretty much it. But, man, they swing the bat. So we're going to have to pitch well. We're going to have to play good defense. So, we'll see what happens.
Well, we don't want to keep you, too much longer, Kurt. No, you want to get out to the field, get your kids ready. 11 o'clock first pitch here at Curry Field, Lincoln, Illinois, at the high school. Doubleheader versus Pontiac. So get on out to the fields and support the Railers. I know they would appreciate it, and it's going to be a gorgeous day to watch some baseball. So get on out to Curry Field. Kurt, thanks for stopping by. Good luck the rest of the season. I'm sure we'll have you in here again updating us what's going on.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
We'll take a commercial timeout. We'll come back and talk about some other stuff and other happenings going around the nation. It is Final Four weekend, Jake.
It is Final Four weekend.
So stay tuned. You're listening to the Cheap Seats on 96.3.